How's everyone doing? So everybody else did videos, so I thought I would also follow suit and do a video introduction. My name is Jesse Elam. Currently I'm living in Tokyo, Japan. So technically my permanent residence is Ohio. How did I get to Japan, you ask? Well, it's a long story. I'll try to make it as short as I can. Originally, I went to Lake Forest College in Chicago, where I did my bachelor's in computer science. After I graduated, I became a programmer at Speedway Super America as an internship, and I guess that's when I found out that I never wanted to be a programmer again the rest of my life. I actually started interviewing to teach abroad because I wanted to transition into education, and I got a job at Nova Multimedia Center in Osaka, Japan. And funny enough, I've been there ever since. I worked at Nova for about 1 year, then luckily got a job teaching an IB program at a school called Ritsumeikan High School, teaching computer science. That was a 3 year contract. During that time, I was thinking about my future and I wanted to become a professor. So actually, I started my master's at the University of Colorado, Denver, where I studied instructional and learning technologies with a focus in e-learning and using TESOL for online education. It turned out really good actually after I graduated. I got a job at Meiji Gakuin University in Tokyo, where I was teaching EAP, which is English for an academic purpose, preparing students to study abroad in different countries in their 3rd year as an adjunct. So, what does an adjunct mean? Well, what an adjunct means is I have to work 5 times more than a normal professor to make the same, or not even close to the same, about half amount of their salary. Over the past 5 years, I've been adding different jobs, and I've got about 4 different universities I teach for. Mainly, I'm teaching English communications, and at my main campus, which is Komazawa University, I teach in the Department of Global Media Studies, where I actually get to do the fun stuff, and I do content-based learning, and I teach a little bit of web design and movie making and things like that. Um, so let me talk about what I do in the classroom. I use quite a bit of technology. I use what's called a flipped classroom methodology, where the students use content from outside of the class, which drives education inside of the class. And also, I use constructivism, where I get students to develop their own ideas using authentic materials. So yeah, I would say definitely I have a lot of experience doing uh, things online. I forgot to mention actually I did my master's online completely, and all the courses that I do at my universities have some type of media enriched focus to them. My goals. So why am I taking this program? And I think I got 3 or 4 different reasons I'm doing this program. The number one reason is I feel like my teaching style is getting a bit stagnated, and I like to pick up some new learning styles and apply them to my repertoire. I'd also like to get some more experience researching. I've published about, I don't know, 4 or 5 research papers now, most of them using quantitative data. I've never done anything with qualitative work. I did one action research, but it wasn't that great. So I want to get a little bit better at that. Third thing, and the biggest thing, job advancement. I want to become a full-time professor or assistant professor. In order to do that, I need a doctorate, and also I need the skills for curriculum design and instruction in order to develop a curriculum as a director. And finally, hopefully in the future, I'd like to return back to America or Canada teaching TESOL, and it would be great to use the skills that I learned from this program for that. And I guess as far as my interests go, I'm lucky because a lot of my interests are related to my job. First, I'm interested in linguistics and learning languages. I've been studying Japanese for the past 8 years. Last year, I took the N2, which is the business level Japanese proficiency test. Fingers crossed, I'll find out in September if I passed or not. Also interested in tech-related things. I do a lot with digital media, web design, developing LMSs, video editing, and I'm interested in creating media-rich environments for my students. And traveling is basically my only hobby that I have. It's probably the most expensive hobby too. I've been to about 14 different countries, somewhere around 30 states or so. South Carolina being one of my favorite, actually, on the East Coast. My brother went to school at Johnson & Wales in Charleston, so I had a lot of fun getting around and experiencing the food and culture in South Carolina. And right now I'm actually in Montreal, hence the strange picture behind me. I finish my vacation and I go back to Japan on the 23rd, and from there I'm going to start getting ready for our first discussion, and I look forward to working with all of you and learning together. Thanks.